Good morning, friends. Welcome to Friday Night Live Huhnkie episode 271.1. Happy Saturday morning. Okay. Yeah, let's do some stretching. Ah, oh, yeah, stretching is very important. Oh, all joints. Oh, ooh. Ah. All right. Ah. Okay. Yeah, like martial arts. Okay. Yeah, like ah. 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 Oh, 5 minutes break. Okay. Oh, wow. That is good exercise. Yeah. Oh, 5 minutes. All right. Woo. Wow. Huh. Okay, welcome back. We are back. Yeah, sorry about the long break. I have to answer the nature call. Okay, so okay, welcome. Good morning. And uh, so I woke up in the morning and I look. It's Saturday, but it's like what 9:30. Yeah, I wake up early even during the weekends. Okay, so yeah, and because during the weekdays, during the 1 hour lunchtime, I run. Okay, nowadays, longer distance than before. Okay, so it really energized me. Okay, so I feel very healthy, more energy, kind of long distance running. Okay, yeah. Anyway, so I woke up and I was still on my bed in my bedroom and look at some videos in the YouTube. Okay, in my cell phone and there's this nice videos. It's about bears interacting with like Christmas decoration, Halloween decoration in the yard. So at first I thought it was real, okay, but I read the comments. They say it's AI, artificial intelligence. Okay. Some people say it's fake, but I mean, does it really matter? does it, why does it matter, whether it's AI or real? As long as it's entertaining and funny, that's what matters, okay? Yeah. But yeah, looking at it again, yeah, it does look like AI, okay, because it's too funny, okay? So, but that's great. I like AI, okay, artificial intelligence, like Google search, yeah, Google Gemini, give me very nice summary, okay? So AI is good, okay? Yeah, in my opinion, okay? I think it's cool. Some people worry about, oh, AI will replace human being, like job security. No, there's no to worry about, okay? AI anxiety. Yesterday we talked about climate change anxiety, right? Now there's the AI anxiety. Stop, please. Just do exercise, okay? And then you don't have to worry about anything, okay? Yeah, it will take 5 minutes break for chorus, okay? Welcome to Human Show. Oh, okay, let me start cooking my breakfast. Okay. Hey, welcome back, welcome back. Let me get some wine, okay? Okay. Yeah, I'm cooking up. Put in microwave. That's the background noise. That's why I closed the door. Yeah, so and also I looked at some candidates. Okay. Uh let me do my hairdo. Okay. Yeah, in Alaska, like gubernatorial election this year. So I looked at some candidates. And there's some legitimate candidates who are experienced in politics, okay, and some of them are actually my friends, okay, so because I was active in politics about 5 years ago, okay, and I learned a lot. It's fun, okay, politics, yeah, election campaign. Yeah, I ran for U.S. Senate about 5 years ago, okay, so if you Google my name, it's like one of the main things that show up in Google search. If you Google my name, Huhnkie Lee, yes, it's there, okay. Mostly politics, okay? So, because politics, I was doing like advertisement campaign, not advertisement. I did a little bit of advertisement, like newspaper and radio, and okay, I did pay for it, okay? So, but mostly like social media, internet, okay? So, it's about publicizing, it's about advertising your political campaign. That's why it's there. Okay. But I did other things like publishing academic papers. Okay. I did many things. Okay. So made a movie and whatnot. Okay. So, but yeah, so gubernatorial election, I did check out some candidates. Okay. Because this is interesting. Okay. But some, there are some legitimate candidates with experience in politics. Okay. But some other candidates, uh, they're good looking, but they look very, I'm not going to name names, okay? So, but some candidates who are not experienced in politics, they sound a little bit too extreme. I'm doing my best to be nice, okay? Because look, I was in politics before, guess what? Yeah, welcome. Good morning. My professional doors. Yeah, martial arts, education, college development. Okay, thank you. Yeah, fine. Just let me grab something, okay? The uh, where is my ah? Yeah, though. Let me get some whiskey, okay? So, it's Saturday, so yeah, welcome. My professional doors. Yeah, martial arts, education, career development. Okay, thank you. Be ambitious. Okay, focus on education and career development. Okay, yeah, do good in school. All right. Yeah, go to university. Okay. Yeah, I did. Okay. But okay, so the political candidates. Okay, some new candidates who are not experienced in politics, okay? And I was there. I've been there, okay? So about 5 years ago, actually 8 years ago, okay? So at first I ran for Alaska State Senate, okay? Yeah, primary. Oh, that was like 2020, so 6 years ago, okay? Yeah, so I was new in politics, okay, but before that, yeah, I would go to like assembly meeting, city council meeting, borough assembly meeting. Borough in Alaska is like county, okay. Yeah, so and met friends there, and I mean, I made new friends in politics, like activists, local politicians. They're great people, okay, in Alaska. They're very passionate about issues. They care about people. I learned a lot from them. Okay, some of them still my friends. Okay, oh, they're cool. Yeah. Mhm. So I was a political activist for how many years? Maybe 2 years. Okay, and then I decided to run for some public office. Okay, yeah, that was like 2018, 2019, 2020. So it was like 6 years ago. Okay, so and okay, so I've been there, kind of, newbie in politics. Okay, yeah, so I understand. So, but so I ran for Alaska State Senate first. Okay, but I lost big time. I was the last person. I got the least number of votes. Okay, so but I'm very grateful to Canadians, Alaskans who voted for me. Thank you. Okay, yeah. And then 2 years later, I ran for U.S. Senate. Okay, as an independent. Okay, so Alaska State Senate, I ran as a Republican. Okay, but I'm not Republican anymore. Okay, although I have many friends there, I appreciate Republican Party, Democratic Party. I appreciate all parties. Okay, yeah, Green Party or Libertarian Party, Alaska Independence Party, independent, unaffiliated, undeclared. I appreciate everybody. Okay, it's that political diversity in America. Okay, so yeah, so but I left the Republican Party. Okay, because what January 6th, right? Yeah, that was very bad. The guy in the White House, okay, it's just so wrong, and so that's why I had to leave the Republican Party, okay, because the way I saw it, uh, they are not doing the right thing. Okay, so I had to draw my line. When I was in the Republican Party, okay, there are some issues that I disagree with, and I was vocal about it, like abortion issue. Republican Party, they're kind of like Christians, okay, so they hate abortion, okay. That's something I disagree with Republican Party. Yeah, my proud future leaders, yeah, martial arts, continuing education, college development. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, I am very proud of you. Your achievements, okay, you're amazing. Multi-talent geniuses. Thank you for sharing your amazing talents with us, okay? You're fantastic, okay? Yeah, you're amazing. Geniuses. Very proud of you, okay? Now, 5 minutes break for rest, okay? So, long martial arts, okay? It's important, okay? Yeah. 5 minutes, thank you. Also, dancing too, okay? Yeah. Exercise. Okay, welcome back, we are back. Yes, so we're talking about politics now. Yeah, thank you. So, what I seen the candidates kind of brand new in politics, tend to be too extreme, okay, like far left or far right. Well, when I was in politics, when I was a Republican Party, okay, I was center right, okay, I was moderate, all right, because I'm 48 now, so 6 years ago I was like 42. I was in my early 40s, okay, so I'm more mature person, okay, so I was not extremism, no, no, okay, so I was quite moderate, even when I was in the Republican Party, okay, center right, okay, so but even when I was in the Republican Party, okay, I was vocal about my disagreement with Republican Party agenda. They're anti-abortion, okay. I'm more like pro-choice, okay, women's right, freedom, okay, so and maybe that's why I did not really get party support, okay. But they're not buying politics, okay. I do my own things, okay. So Republican Party, they're conservative, and there's some things I agree with, okay. Yeah, like fossil fuel, pro fossil fuel. That's the Republican Party, okay? They love oil and gas, so do I. Okay? Welcome. Good morning. Yeah, we talk about politics, okay? Yeah. So there are a lot of issues that I agree with conservatives, okay? Yeah. That's why I joined the Republican Party, okay? Because I agree with more with Republican Party than Democratic Party, to be honest, okay? So, but nowadays I'm independent. I do not belong to any party, but uh, I tend to agree more with Republicans than Democrats, okay? But the issues I disagree with Republicans, the guy in the White House, okay, he should be in jail, in my opinion, because he's a convicted felon, okay. So, and what is he doing now in the White House? Still committing crimes, okay, war crimes and whatnot, okay. So there's something I disagree with the Republican Party, okay. Yeah, I do not think that he should be in the White House. I think he should be in prison, okay, because he's a criminal in multiple counts, okay. And yeah, that's one of the reasons I had to get out of the Republican Party, okay, because I just to support that guy, okay. I do not, okay. He should be in prison, in my opinion, okay, yeah, because he committed too many crimes, okay. So, and another issue I disagree with the Republican Party, abortion issue, okay. I think abortion should be allowed, okay, yeah. Why? Give me 5 minutes break, okay, for rest, okay. But again, in human school, no dating until you turn 27. Yeah, just focus on education and career development, okay? So that you can bypass all this abortion issue, okay? Yeah, it's a mess, okay? So yeah, no dating until you turn 27, 32, no dating until then. Just focus on education and career development, okay? Because it's a mess. And you do not want that. Yeah? Education, career development, okay? Yeah. Until you turn like 32, okay? So 5 minutes break, thank you. All right. Welcome to Humana School, okay? Yeah. 5 minutes break, for rest. All right, welcome back. We're back. Yeah, we're kind of talking about politics. Okay, so we are. Let me put it like this: some people are perfect, like people like you and me. Okay, we're good looking, we're nice, we're intelligent. Some people are like that. There's some perfect people. Okay, but some others in the world. Okay, yeah, not so as perfect as we are. Okay, they make mistakes. I made mistakes too in my past. Okay, so things happen, okay? So, like unwanted pregnancy, for example, that's a very important issue, okay? Again, no dating until you turn 32, okay? Because you do not get entangled into that kind of situation, okay? Yeah, so stay away from dating until you turn 33, 27, 28. Just wait, okay, until you learn about the world and the people, okay? So, because you do not want to get into that situation, okay? Unwanted pregnancy, both for guys, ladies, you do not want that. Trust me, okay? You do not want unwanted pregnancy, okay? Yeah, it's bad, okay? But we are living in imperfect world, and there are some imperfect people, so they make mistakes, okay? So it happens. Unwanted pregnancy, okay? And who get abortion? They're the people, both females and males, they get abortion because they are not ready to raise children yet. It was a mistake. Okay? So they decide to have abortion procedure because they are not ready to have a family. They are not ready to raise a child. They're just not ready for it. They're too young, immature. Their financial situation, raising a baby is expensive, very expensive. Okay, so okay, welcome. We are talking about politics. Okay, yeah. Look, I have to let you go. I think I told you before. You need to change your name. Okay, you better change your name. Okay, because that's not nice. All right. Okay. Now, so people who decide to go through abortion process is they're kind of people who are young, they do not have money to raise a baby, they cannot afford it. Okay, so that's why they decide to go through abortion. Okay, both males, females made a mistake. So they cannot just have this raise this baby. It's too expensive. Okay, but let's say hypothetically. Actually, it's not that hypothetical anymore. Okay. Again, the guy in the White House and his people in the Republican Party, they're kind of Christians, okay? I don't appreciate Christianity, so they're against abortion, okay? Because they see this unborn baby fetus as a human being, okay? So they regard abortion as murder, okay? So that's how Christians, Republicans, conservatives, it's their thought process, okay? They see fetus as a human being, and abortion they regard it as murder. That's how they see it. Okay. So they say it's unethical, it's offense to the dignity of human being. Yeah, I heard it all before. Okay, so I understand their point of view. Okay, to be fair, it's very complicated issue. So it requires long talk, and I need to have some vocal rest. I'm 48. Okay, so let's take 5 minutes break. Okay. It's a serious issue. So no dating until you turn 32 or 27, okay? Because then you can bypass all that complexity, okay? Ugh, it's a mess. 5 minutes break for rest, okay? But it's important. That's what we are talking about, okay? 5 minutes. Thank you. Whew. Okay, so welcome to Human School. Okay, we're approaching politics from more academic point of view. Okay, yeah. So we're talking about abortion. Okay, look, I'm an economist. Okay, it's about efficiency, saving money. Okay, it's about kind of British philosophy, where also American philosophy too, pragmatism. Okay, we want to be practical and realistic and objective, and we want to save money, decrease the crime, promote well-being of humanity. Okay, like Jeremy Bentham, just British. Okay, so well, John Stuart Mill, again British. Okay, so those are good political scientists, philosophers. Okay, yeah, also political economists as well. Okay, good political scholars. Okay, yeah. So let's be objective. Okay, ethics, religion, important. Okay, we appreciate it, but uh, for now, let's conduct a thought experiment. Okay, kind of like a kind of British empiricism. Okay, so well, so let's conduct some thought experiment in political science. Okay, yeah. Let's say there's this young couple. Okay, they're not married. Let's say they're late teens, 18, 19. So they're adults. Okay, young adults, or they could be 20, 21. In human school, they are not allowed to date. So I nowadays I don't really block people. I unfollow them. Okay, blocking is a little bit too extreme measure, but I do block people when they're too extreme. Okay, but mostly this day I unfollow people, like young people taking pictures together, dating. Okay, I do not want to see that. Okay, what I want to see is like I want to see people in the library take picture, selfie in the library with books. Okay, that's what I like to see in young people. Okay, they need to study. Or go to the gym, okay? Yeah, or martial arts school, martial art clubs, okay? And take selfies there, okay? That's what I like to see. Or dancing too, acting, writing, musical instruments, singing, okay? Yeah, that's what I like to see in young people, okay? Yeah, just healthy activities like that, okay? But hypothetically, it's not that hypothetical. It happens everywhere, okay? In the world, like in the internet, young people like taking pictures, like they're too young to date, okay? So I don't know what to see that. That's why I unfollow those people, okay? I don't know what to see that stuff, okay? So, okay, yeah, yeah. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, we'll talk about like political philosophy, okay? Yeah, okay. So young couple, okay, they're late teens, they're adults, 18, 19, well, early 20s, 20, 21, okay, and they start dating and then pregnancy, unwanted pregnancy, and then let's say they go to abortion clinic, but they say, well, it's not legal anymore, so abortion is illegal, so you must give birth to this baby. It's the law. Well, in some states in America, it's like that. Okay, so uh, which is very wrong. It's bad kind of law, in my opinion. Okay, so but so they give birth to this baby, and but they cannot afford to raise this baby because they do not make enough money to raise this baby. They're too young parents. Okay, but they are forced to have this baby because abortion became illegal in some states in America. Okay, we're running hypothetical, but it's not a hypothetical anymore. Okay, it's happening. So they may raise this child, public assistance, okay, taxpayers' money. So it's expensive for taxpayers. Abortion, anti-abortion law, abortion being illegal, very expensive for taxpayers, okay, because people who want abortion, they're poor people. They do not have money. That's why they want abortion because they cannot afford to raise this child. Raising children is expensive. Extra mouth to feed, daycare, hospital bills, expensive. Okay, so people who want abortion, they are poor people. They got no money. That's why they want abortion. Do not have money to raise a child. Then who gonna pay the bill for this newborn baby? Taxpayers. Okay, anti-abortion law is very expensive because taxpayers have to pay for this newborn unwanted child, this baby. Even their parents do not want this baby, okay? Taxpayers have to pay for this child. The problem does not end there. It's more than money. Okay, and I'll tell you about that after 5 minutes break, okay? This anti-abortionism in Christianity, Republican Party, they do not know what they're talking about, okay? All right. So welcome to human school, okay? So again, no dating until you turn 33 or 32, okay? It's just all right, yeah. Promise, bro, okay? So okay, I'm saying this for very good reasons. Okay? No dating until you like turn 32, okay? So 5 minutes break, thank you. Okay, so let's say this newborn child, unwanted child, is born because some states in America, abortion is illegal, okay? So they're forced to give birth to this child. So these young parents, they do not have money, okay? And but baby's born, and they're raising this unwanted child as very poor parents, okay? Young, poor parents. They are forced to have this baby and they're raising this child, so government assistance, taxpayers' money, and life is so difficult, okay, in that situation. That's why I'm saying no dating until you turn 32. You need more money to raise a child, get married, have child. It takes a lot of money, and you need to be like 27, 32, okay, to get to that economic level. More education, okay? I'm saying this for very good reason. It's not because I'm jealous about young people dating. No, it's not that. It's for practical reasons. It's economics, business. It's about money. To raise a child, you need a lot of money, okay? And to have a lot of money, you need good education. You need to do good in school, graduate, get a good job, okay? And later on, you get promotion in your job, okay? Make more money. That's like age over like over 32, okay? Then you can start dating, marry, have children safely, economically, okay? Financial status, important, okay? We are being very reasonable and rationalistic, okay? Because it's important, yeah, though. Having a family is important, okay? But again, marriage is not for everybody, okay? But if you want to have marriage, have children, have your family, you need to wait. You need to make good money, good education, good jobs, okay? Because it's expensive to have a family. Okay? But in this hypothetical scenario, young, poor people forced to have this baby. Yeah, government assistance, right? Some taxpayers' money there, public assistance. But still, it's a struggle. It's too stressful. And they're immature people. They get angry. Money problem. Baby's crying at night. Changing the diaper. Smelly. They're stressed out, okay? In many cases, domestic violence happens. We're talking about young people with newborn baby, economically struggling, stressful. So domestic violence happens, okay? Abusive household. So this baby grow up watching that. And in many times they become criminals. Okay? So anti-abortion law increases crimes. We are being logical here. Okay? So this is a very bad idea. Okay? Anti-abortion law increases crimes. Okay? We're being logical. We're not being ideological, religious. No, we are being very scientific. We are using logic. So welcome to human school, okay? So I understand it's a difficult issue to talk about, okay? But we are talking about it because it is important. We want to prevent crimes. Okay? Because we want people to be safe. So long martial arts, okay? Yeah, 5 minutes break for correct. Time check. I think it's been 1 hour. About, okay? Yeah, so ventilate the room, okay? Use fresh Alaskan oxygen, okay? We love plants. Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah, the greenery, right? Yeah. 5 minutes, thank you. Yep. Okay, welcome back, back. Yeah, we're talking about some serious issues, right? Yeah, challenging issues. But it's important. That's why we talk about, okay? But let me redo my hairdo. That's not as serious, but to me it is, okay? So. Yeah, so some what comedic relief there, okay, kind of cinematographic, whatever. Okay, so hypothetical number two, okay. Let's say this young couple forced to have this baby, unwanted child, a baby. They didn't want it because they don't have money. They're too immature, too young, but they made a mistake. So, but by this bad law, like anti-abortion law, they cannot have abortion. So this baby is born, and but they don't want this baby. So they put this baby in the orphanage, and that's allowed. Okay, yeah, this baby, yeah, we don't want this baby, so yeah, we don't have money, so yeah, orphanage. Yeah, please take good care of this baby, okay? Yeah. Modern day orphanage is called foster system, okay? Yeah. Foster parents, funded by taxpayers, okay? Again, expensive for taxpayers, okay? There's some successful stories. Children raised by foster parents, okay? But there are some good foster parents. Yeah. Hmm? They're funded by taxpayers' money, government. Okay, so but some foster parents are very good foster parents, and there's some success stories there. I know. Okay? But in many cases, uh, you know, yeah, they grew up to be criminals. Okay, I know that too. I'm 48 years old. Okay, I enjoy studying, and I study many things. I watch documentaries on YouTube. Okay, or read books, internet articles, whatnot. Okay, so let me draw the curtain. It's too shiny. We love light, sunlight, but too bright to my eyes. Okay. So yeah, there are some good success stories, foster children, yes, but in many cases they become criminals. Okay. Uh, with some foster parents are good, but some other foster parents not good. Okay, so domestic violence, child abuse happens in America and other countries too. Okay, so Okay, the many of them, not all, there's some success stories, okay, but many of them become criminals because, okay, foster parents, okay, uh, there some of them are very good foster parents, they're success stories, okay, but some others, okay, so they need extra income, extra money because they're not making enough money, okay, so they decide to become foster parents to get some more money from taxpayers' money from governmental agencies. Foster parents, okay, and and they're not their biological children, so they're doing it for money. Some of them, not all, okay. So they're not real parental bonding there with their genetic strangers. Again, we are being scientific, objective, logical, okay. So genetic strangers, I in some cases it works. I've seen it, okay, but some other cases it didn't. So not exactly this biological, evolutionary, parental bonding there, the genetic strangers. So lack of love and affection. So some of them become criminals. Okay. Again, we are being logical, scientific, objective. Okay. And when they grow up to become criminals, okay, and they commit crimes, hurt people, they go to prison. Now, who's gonna pay for that? Taxpayers, okay. Prison is burden on taxpayers' money, hardworking, normal people, okay. And these children, unwanted child, abandoned by their biological parents, foster care system, or poor young parents who not, doesn't have money, they raise this child stressful because they have no money, they're young, too immature, they cannot handle the emotion, stress, domestic violence. So this child become a criminal, go to prison, burden on hardworking, normal people, taxpayers, because they have to fund the prison. When I ran for U.S. Senate, when I ran for Alaska State Senate, well, 5 8 years ago, okay, I did talk about this. Why? I'm not in politics anymore, okay, but when I was in it, I was serious about it. It's an important issue. It's heavy. Also intellectually challenging. Okay, so that's why I'm pro-choice, just like Democratic Party, liberals. Okay, I'm very pro-choice. Okay, so that's something I disagree with Republican Party and many Christians. Okay, and that's one of the reasons why I did not get many votes in Alaska. Yeah, there are a lot of conservatives, Christians, Republicans. Okay, and they know my politics, and I understand why they did not vote for me. Most of them, okay. So I understand. Yeah, so when I was in politics, I was serious about it. I talked about important issues, the kind of topics that's very difficult to talk about. Okay. And I was very honest about it, very logical, objective. And most Alaskan voters could not handle it. So they voted for some political candidates who are kind of easygoing, avoiding talking about difficult issues like this. Okay. Yeah. I understand. Okay. So that's what happened. Okay. About 6, 8 years ago. Okay. I understand. I do not blame them. In human school, we do not judge people. We merely understand them. Okay. So people are people, right? Yeah, and we know our people. Okay. Fine respect for correct. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Welcome to human school. Okay. Thank you. Fine respect. Thank you. Yep. Okay, so let's talk about politics. Yeah, let's continue. Okay. Now let's go to the topic of illegal immigration. Okay, so yeah, it's not as heavy topic as abortion issue. Okay, so illegal immigration. Okay, it's not as heavy or topic as abortion issue. Okay, abortion just about religion and crimes. Now, easier topic, illegal immigration, okay, in politics, okay. So yeah, let's talk about it, okay. So I'm 48 years old, okay. I was born in America. That's how I got American citizenship. I grew up in South Korea until I was turned like 18, 19, okay, back in like 1997. I was born in 1978, okay. Ithaca, New York, okay. I got my American citizenship by birth, okay. So and then I grew up in South Korea. And after I turned 18, 1997, came back to America. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. So since 1997 to now, 2026, okay, 3 plus 26, 29 years. So I lived more in America than in Korea. In Korea, 19 years. America, like what, 29 years. Okay, so I'm 48. Okay, so 19 plus 29, 48. Yeah, numbers match up. Okay, good. Mathematics. Okay. Okay, so I live more in America than in Korea. Okay, so I met many people in America. Okay, so have I met illegal immigrants? Hmm? Yeah. Okay. Well, I did not ask them, are you illegal immigrants? I'm not ICE agent. Okay, I'm not. I didn't ask them, are you illegal immigrants? No, I never asked them to anybody. Okay, but I have some friends. I'm 48. I have many friends. Okay, I'm not antisocial. Okay, I just like being alone. Okay, so but I know how to be socialized. I know how to be social. Okay, so I made many friends and I lived many different states in America, okay, including California, okay. So when I was in California between 2006 and 2009, there's this guy, okay, he's interesting guy, okay. He's from Cuba. He told me this amazing story, okay. Is a guy, okay. He and his male friend, they were straight people, okay. But he and his friend, I do not know how young they were, maybe 19, 18. Maybe 21. Okay, I don't know. When they were young, they built this raft with wood, three logs, makeshift raft. Okay, from Cuba, and a paddle wooden, handmade with cord. Okay, makeshift boat. Bunch of three logs, cord, and the oar wooden. Okay, and they sell that makeshift raft boat handmade, two guys from Cuba, okay, and they sailed to Florida. It's not that far away, okay, but they made it, okay. So they are originally illegal immigrants from Cuba to Florida, eastern coast, southeast, okay, of America. He told me that story. He's a friend in Los Angeles, okay, yeah. He told me that story. I'm not making this up. I'm not the creative, okay. Now 5 minutes break for rest, okay. And I tell you his story that he told me after 5 minutes break, okay? Yeah. Bucharest, okay? Yeah, 5 minutes, thank you. It's very interesting story, okay? Nothing bad, okay? Yeah. Okay, so this gentleman, he's a nice guy, okay? So he was my roommate. in Los Angeles, California. I was in Los Angeles, California between 2006 and 2009. So it was around when I was like 28, 2006, okay? Because I was born in 1978, okay? So about 2006, okay? When I was 28, okay? So his age, maybe 32. So he was like, what, 4 years older than me, okay? So he's a nice guy. He's not a criminal, okay? Welcome. Good morning. Yeah, we'll talk about some Los Angeles experience. Okay, so it's Cuban American. Okay, so he told me that story. Okay, illegally migrating from Cuba to Florida, America. Okay, when he was like what 21, I guess, maybe 25. I don't know. Okay, but he was in his early 30s, like 33, something like that. Okay, so he told me that story. And I appreciate it. He was being very honest with me because he know me. We are roommates, okay? In two-bedroom apartment. He's a nice guy, okay? He's straight, I'm straight, okay? So, okay. But we became friends, okay? Yeah, so he was very honest with me. And I appreciate his honesty, okay? So he told me he came to America illegally. But he's not a criminal, okay? He's a good man, okay? Yeah. He worked in Florida. He got a job as an illegal immigrant in Florida. He's from Cuba, okay? And then he saved some money to pay for immigration attorney to get American citizenship, and he got it. He became naturalized citizen of America thanks to some good immigration attorneys in Florida. Okay, okay. And then he moved from Florida to California to become Hollywood movie director. That was his ambition. Okay. Did he make it big or not? I do not know. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I don't know. But he got a job as a waiter in a restaurant in Sherman Oaks. That's like San Fernando Valley. Okay, yeah, kind of east of Hollywood, okay, across Santa Monica Mountain, okay, so Mulholland Drive, right? Yeah, the Santa Monica Mountain Ridge, okay. Yeah, I drove that road before, okay, when I was there. It's cool. Fancy mansions, okay. But east of that, that's like San Fernando Valley. Okay, so he got a job as a waiter in a nice restaurant in Sherman Oaks, the San Fernando Valley. Okay, yeah, I've been to that restaurant before. Okay, several times. Okay, it's a nice restaurant. Okay? It's kind of obscure restaurant actually. Okay, so. But in his spare time, he studies filmmaking. Okay, so, because that's his ambition, Hollywood director of some feature films, movies. Okay, that was his ambition. Okay, so he's a good man. Okay, he told me at first he was an illegal immigrant. Okay, and he hires a immigration lawyer in Florida, and I guess he's a very good lawyer there in Florida, immigration attorney. Okay, so and he got naturalized citizenship, so he's American citizen now. Okay, so and he's not a criminal. He's a hardworking man with ambition, American dream in Hollywood, movie director. Okay, yeah, I did watch some of his student films. Okay, yeah, yeah, it's cool. I appreciate his honesty. Okay, he trusted me. You know, that's nice friendship, right? I appreciate that. Okay, I hope he made it. Okay, I don't know. I hope he did. Okay, yeah. He's not a violent guy. He's not a criminal. Okay, he's a good man. Okay, so do I remember his name? I do not. Okay, yeah, he's a nice guy. Okay. Yeah. So we became friends. Okay. Yeah. We got more than 30 minutes left. Okay, so yeah, I really appreciate his honesty. Okay, the fact that he trusted me with his secrets that he used to be an illegal immigrant. Okay, he did tell me. It's good friendship, right? Trust. Nice. Very cool. Okay, I appreciate that. 5 minutes break. Okay, welcome to Human Show. Human School. Okay, so yeah, true stories. Okay, yeah, yeah. I'm not here, so I'm not that creative. Okay, so 5 minutes. Thank you. Yep. Okay, so we are talking about illegal immigration in politics. Okay, it's important issue. Okay, so the one I talked about is good story. Okay, but also there are some bad stories. Okay, now the flip side. Okay, let's talk about that. Okay, so yeah, that gentleman is good kind of illegal immigrant. Okay, because he's a hardworking person. He's an ambition hardworking person, okay? So he's a good man, okay? Some illegal immigrants are like that, okay? They are hardworking people, they're ambitious, okay? They're not criminals, okay? But some minority of illegal immigrants are troublemakers, okay? So in my opinion, yeah, southern border wall, like Texas, Arizona, it needs to be built, okay? Because too many illegal immigrants, it become taxpayers' burden, okay? They do not speak English at first. So and they cannot get a job at first because they're not speaking English. Okay, so usually it's become American taxpayers' burden, illegal immigrants. Okay, so we need to control that situation. That's why southern border wall need to be built. But the guy in the White House, he's not doing that, right? Why? Because he's in retirement mode. He want to play a chess game, war game. That's why he's doing all this war. He want to have fun, okay? He does not care about anything other than having fun as a retiree, playing chess game, war game. That's what guy in the White House is doing, okay? It's horrible. Okay. Yeah, so southern border wall need to be built, but it's not being built because it's boring to that guy in the White House. So he's not doing anything right, okay? He's doing everything wrong, okay? But let him do his term 2 more years and let him retire, okay? So okay. Okay, yeah, because it's his second term, right? Guy in the White House. His second term, okay. So after that, he will retire, okay. So that's why he does not care about anything. It's kind of lame dog session, okay. American presidency, termed out, okay. So yeah, so let him finish his 2 years, second term, okay. Let him retire, okay. So okay. After that, I don't know what's gonna happen after that, okay. But hopefully, American voters make better choice in 2 years, okay. Hopefully, okay. Yeah, so there's some bad kind of illegal immigrants. Yeah, and they are criminals. And yeah, it's not good. And it did happen. Okay? So we need to build southern border wall. We need to control immigration. Okay. So because otherwise it become too much for American taxpayers. Okay. Right. Uh, yeah. So we'll take 5 minutes break. Okay. Yeah. So you need to learn martial arts. Okay. Yeah. Self protection, self defense, defense of others. Yeah. Learn martial arts. Okay. So thank you. Okay. And you have to be very careful. Okay. Because there's some domestic terrorists as well, far left, far right, whoever, okay, like American born and raised criminals, okay, there are some of them too in America, okay. So again, long martial arts, okay, yeah, 5 minute break, we'll correct that back. So I'm kind of getting drunk, but it's Saturday morning, so no problem. I'm not driving anywhere. I'm gonna watch some YouTube videos, eat some food, and brush my teeth, take a nap, okay, that's what I'm gonna do, okay. So I drink and sleep, okay, so yeah, 5 minutes, thank you. Welcome to Human. Okay, so yeah, we talked about politics. Okay, so now let's talk about music. Okay, yeah, let's move on. Yeah, variety show, humor show. Okay, we do everything. Okay, I ordered this another harmonica. Okay, so waveless, like continuous sound. I never played this before, so let me try this. Okay, how waveless, like continuous sound, like ooh. Maybe this is not that. Okay. Maybe it's more expensive version. I don't know. It's still not doing it. Okay, so whatever. Maybe next time if after I make more money. Okay, whatever. Because I listen to some continuous sound like cello, the violin, viola. Okay, they can play very continuous sound. Okay, but I'm trying to get that harmonica, Beverly's harmonica, but it's not quite doing that. Okay, guitar like right? That continuous sound, okay. I'm do my best to get that kind of harmonica because I heard it in the radio, TV shows, movies, whatever. But I guess it's more expensive kind of harmonica, waveless harmonica, okay. But they say it's waveless, but it's not quite making that continuous sound. Maybe this more expensive version, okay. I mean, whatever. Maybe after I make more money in a couple of years, maybe okay. It's a very difficult time. Beverly's harmonica, okay. Whatever. Maybe one day, okay. Couple of years. More money, okay. Hey. Okay, so we're talking about music now, okay. Yeah, there's this wonderful music that I heard in radio a couple of days ago as I was driving back from work to home from Anchorage to Match Valley, okay. I did my best to remember that tune, but because I heard that tune before, so I remembered it when I heard it again in the radio, okay. I think it's a rhythm and blue, like African American tune, okay. But I maybe next time I hear it again because I could not find it, okay. Like Google search, song search, okay. I couldn't find it, okay. So the melody, how did it go? Okay. It was cool, okay. Yeah. Kind of rhythm and blues, African American style. Maybe one day I'll hear it again, radio maybe. Okay, so mm, yeah, yeah. Welcome. Good morning. Yeah, mm, yeah. We're talking about music. Okay, so yeah. Music is nice. Yeah. Uh, Time check. How much time do you have? Yeah, we have more than 20 minutes. So 5 minutes break, okay. Thank you. Well, and then I tell you about this some good Korean story, okay. So back in South Korea, 1980s, okay. Amazing songbird, okay. Yeah. Welcome. Look, I have to let you go, okay? Yeah, you need to change your name, okay? So that's not a good name there. Okay, so yeah, do not do any crimes, violence, okay? That's bad. Change your name, okay? So, all right, no crimes, no violence, just love, peace, harmony, understanding, okay? So, okay? Yeah, do not do any violence or crimes, okay? All right, we'll take 5 minutes break. Okay? Right. Okay, welcome back. We are back. The songbird in Seoul, not Seoul, but outskirts of Seoul, country, rural region in South Korea, okay, back in 1980s, okay, when I was in elementary school, okay, my father and me, yeah, we went out fishing in a lake, rural region, where water is clean, okay, all in the morning, Saturday morning, okay, so yeah, it was nice. My father also of course, drove in the back seat. I was just sleeping. Okay, all in the morning, like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. Okay, Saturday morning. Okay, so my father was like, "Hey, son, yeah, let's go fishing." Okay, so I was like, can I 5 more minutes sleep, please?" No, 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 right now." Okay, Dad. Yeah. So my father, yeah, fishing gear. Okay, hey, son, yeah, the other fishing gear carry to the car. Yes, Dad. Yeah. And my father start driving. Okay, so right, yeah, and who just joined us? Well, welcome. Good morning. Okay, so talk about Korean story. Okay, so 1980s when I was like elementary school. Okay, so yeah, my father driving the car from South Korea to rural country regions in South Korea. Okay, and a couple of hours drive, like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. Saturday morning. Okay, me in the backseat sleeping. Okay, it was before sunrise. 4 a.m., 5 a.m. Okay, Saturday morning. Maybe summer, autumn season. Okay, so mm, And we arrived in this nice lake, very quiet, tranquil, a little bit chilly, early in the morning. By then, maybe 6 a.m. Okay. Yeah, so it's like not many people. It's very early in the Saturday morning, rural region in South Korea. About Luga, you need to change your name, okay? Okay. Yeah. Please change your name, okay? Yeah. Be peaceful, okay? Thank you. Yeah, so about 3 hours from South Korea, further down south, okay? Nice lake. By then, like 7 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, is getting off, sunrise, okay? And but not many people still, okay? Maybe a few in the lake. Fishing, recreational fishing, okay? Not commercial fishing, recreational fishing, okay? And I heard this bird singing. It was like this. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Okay? Doo-doo-doo-doo. Very elaborate songbird, okay? Yeah. Mhm. Good morning. We are talking about fishing in South Korea, okay? Yeah. Like Saturday morning, like 7 a.m., okay? It was nice. So later on in America, yeah, after I learned some English, okay, I gave this songbird, Korean songbird, a nickname, okay? He's like, not a problem. So not a problem bird, okay? Very optimistic, okay? Positive. Not a problem. Okay, yeah. Can rhymes. I never seen that bird. I heard it, okay. That's like how many years ago? 40 years ago. I guess I was like 8 years old. Yeah. Good times, huh? 5 minutes break, okay. Yeah, now time check. Well, we have 10 minutes left, I guess. We have 12 minutes here, okay. So about 10 minutes left, okay. Yeah, 5 minutes break, okay, for rest. Okay. And I tell you more about fishing experience in South Korea. So well, not yeah, South Korea, but outside of Seoul. Okay. Inside of Seoul, yeah, we have some fishing too. Okay, Han River, the Korean River, Hangang. Okay, so we talk about that too. Okay. Yeah, 5 minutes. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, we're talking about fishing. Okay, it's funny. In Alaska, America, okay, the fishery, the artificial fish, okay, so and they release them in the lake for recreational fishing purpose, okay. I never caught a fish in Alaska, okay, although I tried, okay. It's a shame. I'm not good at fishing, okay. In South Korea, I was not good at fishing either, okay. I was too easily distracted because insects, okay. I love butterflies, dragonflies, too intricate, elaborate, okay. They're beautiful insects, okay. So also berries, yeah, the plants, fruits. In Alaska, yeah, hibiscus cranberry, okay. So or more edible mushrooms, okay. So or the small fish on the shore. Okay, I was easily distracted, okay. So but my father is a very patient person, okay. So he caught big fish in the lake, river, okay. In Korean freshwater fishing, yeah, you have this fishing pole, fishing line, and the hook and the bait. In Korea back then, I don't know about now. Yeah, they use like earthworm and they farm them, okay, and they sell them. They're live earthworm, okay, it's kind of slimy. Or even fly maggot for small fish, okay. Yeah, for fish, they're kind of carnivores, okay. But they're also fish, they're kind of vegetarian, herbivores, okay. Bean paste, okay, that's what they use in South Korea, okay. So and also this buoyancy, okay, yeah, it's about patience, okay. And I was not that patient. My father is very patient person, okay. I'm not, okay. So he caught good sizable fish, freshwater, like river, lake, okay. He was very good at it. I wasn't. I was not. I would just play with small fish on the shore. That's so cute. Or insects, butterfly, dragonfly, beetles, okay, and mushrooms, berries, okay. That's what I occupied with. I was occupied with, okay. So easily distracted, okay. But uh, so my father and I, we also went to mountains, creeks in the mountain, okay. Trouts in South Korea, okay. Again, he's very good at fishing, okay. Yeah. Me, I was not good at it, okay. So and my father told me, oh, that was like later on, as a middle school, high school, teenager, okay. My father is very smart man, also very wise man. Okay, he's very philosophical. Okay, he's an economics professor. Now he's retired, but he was economics professor. He's very philosophical academic. He's very smart man, very creative too. Okay, I talked to my father yesterday. Okay, telephone. Okay, he's cool. Okay, so he's very philosophical, creative. Okay, so I tell you that story. It's very nice story. Okay, Korean wisdom. Okay, yes, Asian wisdom. Very spiritual wisdom. Okay, it's amazing. Okay, so after 5 minutes break, we'll correct. Okay, I'll tell you. Okay, yeah. Time check. We got like 10 minutes left. 2 minutes break then. Okay, so okay, thank you. Yeah, sure. 2 minutes. All right. Okay, welcome, baby. So, yeah, some Korean, South Korean fishing story there. Okay, I love North Korea too. Okay, I just never been there. Okay, so, but North Korea, South Korea diversity. Okay, I love both of them. Okay, so, okay, but I'm from South Korea, so North Korea is fantastic. I've watched some documentaries on YouTube about North Korea. Okay, great people. Okay, so, but I'm from South Korea. So, okay, that's all I can tell you because I've never been to North Korea. Okay, but North and South Korea, they're all cool. Okay? They're great people, both of them. Okay. So, as a teenager, 1990s. Okay, my father and I we went to fishing in the mountain creek, cold water, and they're very clean water. It's not a lake downstream. No, it's upstream, mountain creek, cold, very clean water. I kind of fictionalizing a little bit, adding my own writer's imagination. Okay, and so it's very clean water. You can see through. Lake kind of murky, dirty a little bit. Okay, still water. Okay, but it's upstream in the mountain, cold water. Okay, so I asked my father, "Hey, father, dad, there's no fish in there. Clean water, I can see through. Mountain, creek, very clean water, cold water. Okay, in the mountain. Okay." So, Father, there's no fish in there, okay? Why? Water is clean. Why there's no fish in that clean water? And my father said, okay, son, Huhnkie Lee, okay, yeah, if water is too clean, there's no fish. If water is too clean, there's no fish. Next time I meet him in person, maybe later this year, 2 week vacation, around Christmas time, okay? Or Thanksgiving time, okay, yeah, 2 weeks vacation later this year, okay. I asked him, okay, hey, father, do you remember what you said back in 1990s when I was a teenager, like 30 years ago? If water is too clean, there's no fish in there. Did you read that from somebody else? Did you hear that from somebody else? Or was it your original maxim, proverb? Or even, do you remember you said that to me 30 years ago when I was a teenager? But I remember, I have a good memory, okay? My father is in his late 70s, okay? So, okay. So if you remember it, yeah, if water is too clean, there's no fish in there. Was it your original idea, or did you read this from somebody else, or did you hear it from somebody else, or was it your original wisdom, maxim, proverb? I'm wondering, okay. I ask him next time I see him, okay, in person, okay. So, but his point was this: I was in like middle school, high school, okay, about ethics, morality, purity, idealism, okay, and I did not have many friends. Yeah, in my classroom, okay, so South Korea, high school, middle school, they're like dirty people, okay, you're doing this wrong, okay, you're not studying mathematics, pure science, okay, or you're school bullies, you're not exercising, okay, like, so I was critical, judgmental about my classmates. I was a purist, idealist. I want to be clean. That's why I did not have that many friends around me because I have very high standard. or like clean water, cold clean water up in the mountain. There's no fish, no friends. Okay, so that's the point he was making. I know that that was his intention to teach me a life lesson. Yeah, do not be too clean, too perfect, because if you do, you're not gonna have any friends. Water, if water is too clean, there's no fish in there. Okay, so that's exactly the point he was making, and I know that if that was his intention. I know that because he was concerned that high morality, standard ethics, metaphysicality, philosophy, religion, okay, perfectionism. As a teenager, I was like that. My father, he know me, okay. So that's the lesson that he wanted to teach me. That was his intention. That's a fact. I know that. What do I not know? Whether he came up with that maxim, proverb, wisdom on his own, or maybe he got it from somebody else. That I don't know. I'm gonna ask him next time we meet him. Okay, okay. Whether or not it's still good wisdom there. Okay, so yeah, that's my father. Okay, he's a smart, wise guy. Okay, good man, good educator, good parent. Okay, my mother, she's fantastic too. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm lucky to have very good parents. They're very, very educated, well disciplined. Okay, their grandparents, my father's side, mother's side, I met them, all of them, all four of them. Okay, they're amazing. Okay, they're amazing people. They're good educators, great professionals. At the same time, taking very good care of their children, grandchildren. Okay, yeah, I'm very lucky person. Okay, so to have met, to be born into good parents, good grandparents, uncles, aunts, cousins, nieces, nephews. Okay, yeah, they're all amazing. Okay. Yeah, I'm very lucky to be born into a very good South Korean family. Okay, I thank them. They're amazing. Okay, I'm lucky person. Okay, but no time check. But 2 minutes left. Okay, yeah, but there's some people who are not as lucky as I was. Born into some my family. They're like upper middle class, a little bit, only just a little bit upper middle class. Okay, in South Korea. Okay. For some others, like that I met in South Korea, middle school, high school, maybe slightly low middle class, okay, people with some problems. And I'm sorry, they were not as lucky as I was. I did not choose my parents. They did not choose their parents, okay. But a little bit lower middle class neighborhood in South Korea that I met in middle school, high school, school police, domestic abuse, domestic violence. So they become school bullies, middle school, high school bullies. That's what they learn from their parents. Low middle class, domestic violence, not enough money, stressed out, and they come become school bullies, domestic violence by their parents, and they learn from their parents, and they do commit crimes like school bullyism, violence, when they come to school. Okay, I've seen them, and I'm very sorry about them. Okay, Okay, yeah, but maybe they will learn a lesson later on in their life. Maybe they become better people. I pray for them, okay? Yes, that's about it, okay? It's been 2 hours, okay? So, okay, yeah, so be peaceful, okay? Learn about love, not hatred, okay? So, I practice martial arts. Martial arts is about self-discipline. It's not about violence, no. It's about respect. Chinese Kung Fu, okay? Yeah. All right, see you later, okay? Thank you. We'll continue next time. Thank you.